Let's talk about catalysts for mutual funds. So, unlike hedge funds, mutual funds like to invest in companies that have multiple catalysts over time. Hedge funds love companies like Take-Two Interactive, ticker TTWO, because Grand Theft Auto is a huge success every couple of years and the stock goes up, that sort of thing, right? Mutual funds are different. They like to invest longer term and they like to invest in companies that have many catalysts, okay? Every year, every other year, that sort of thing. It's different from a timing perspective with mutual funds. They're long-term focused. And so I mentioned Gretzky before, but this is the last time I promise. You want to buy stocks that people are going to like, just like Gretzky skated to where the puck is going to be. That's his rookie card. If it's O-Pee-Chee in mint 10 out of 10 condition, I think it's worth 100 grand. I had a couple of those, but I wasn't a very smart kid in Canada because I use them on my bike, right? So I could sound like a motorbike, right? Anyway, I digress. All right. So you don't trade in mutual funds, right? You're long-term focused. You buy and hold for long periods of time, okay? Buy and hold, very important. Now, Microsoft is the quintessential example of an amazing Wall Street darling of a catalyst long-term investment. It was until the CEO left, or the founder left the company. Once Bill Gates stepped aside to become chief software architect, it became difficult for them to really do well. And this is a little bit off topic, but whenever a technology company's founder leaves the company, don't invest in it. I don't care how cheap it is. Just don't invest in it, okay? All right. So long-term focus. So catalysts really help you with entry timing, right? When to buy a stock, right? And usually in the software sector, usually the case was that 6 months ahead of a product cycle, a new version of Windows or whatever product it is, the stock would do well. All right, next up, the catalysts help you buy before anybody else does. That's important. Right? If you can anticipate what investors are going to like, then you can do very well in this industry. Okay, and these can be events many years in the future, right? So with mutual funds, again, you want multiple events, right? But it can also be the Beijing Olympics, right? We talked about that in the hedge fund section, right? Mutual funds can be long-term focused ahead of that event and buy commodity companies, right? So if China's building, buildings everywhere, then commodity companies can do well. And that's a long-term investment thesis for mutual funds. Last Chinese stat, and this is awesome. So in America, there are 9 cities with over 1 million people. Guess how many in China? No, it's higher. Nope, higher. A little bit higher? Yeah, 200. Isn't that amazing? 200. We have 9 in the States, 200. And the first thing people do when they leave the lower class to the middle class and move to cities is they buy more beef products and they buy appliances. Those are catalysts. Okay, great. Now, just like with the hedge fund section, big events like elections, etc., can help to crystallize a catalyst and make stocks move or sectors move. Even an event like Y2K, which was back in the late 1990s. God, I'm an old man. Back in the late 1990s, people were really worried because computers only documented the last 2 digits of years. Like if it was 1999, it would be 99. And so when it fast forwarded 1 year to the year 2000, then it was catastrophe. And this was the mother of all catalysts back in the 90s because people bought a lot of software products, companies did at least, before this event. And after the event, they didn't need to buy any stuff because they already had bought too much, right? And that became a negative catalyst as well. And on New Year's Eve in 1999, my sister had a big party at the house. And I remember they were counting down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I turned the power off in the house because of Y2K. And I heard a bunch of people scream in my house. Anyway, that's a catalyst for a mutual fund. And some long-term investors are so long-term focused that they're focused on catalysts when it comes to colonizing other planets. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what people are thinking about in the long run from an investing perspective. And that is a mutual fund catalyst.